Hey, I want to thank you for joining us here on Polk Place. I'm Brian Lacey, and well, if we're gonna talk Polk County History Center, then we're probably going to be talking to Jayme Jamison. Welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's so much having you anymore as it's a legal obligation.
I was like,
binding
I keep getting
contract.
Yeah, my agent is very strict with that contract.
Exactly. At first we're on a month-to-month thing, and
Yep.
now it's a long-term loan on a short-term lie.
Well, next thing you know, I'm going to be your boss, right?
Yeah, exactly. Everybody's my boss, man.
Lacey, more cat videos. More cat videos.
I'm just
I'd be a horrible producer.
Yeah. I'm just glad that you didn't say cowbell.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I know your limitations.
Yeah. So I noticed something as I do my 4 miles during lunch when I go by the History Center, and it's a library. It's awful loud.
It's very loud.
Talk to me about what's going
oh my
on.
Goodness. That is the sound of preservation. We know that the preservation work is very important, but it is also very loud. And because it's the exterior windows, you know, we've come up against some limitations on what we can do to continue to provide our services. So unfortunately, you know, right now we have no exhibits to show because they're all boarded up with the windows. So we are closed to the public right now, but you know, I'm still there. I'm down there, my little typing away. We've moved some staff
I've
into
seen
hallways.
you type. There's no. It's like
I am.
Yeah.
I am. Yeah, I grew up with the computer, right? That computer age. But we are chugging away at our normal work. So if anybody has inquiries or questions, we want to make sure that everybody knows we're there. And we're there to answer the phone and emails. There's just nothing to see right now. But the good news is with all that preservation work comes an opportunity to revamp some of the exhibits. So we are working really hard on that right now, and hopefully we'll be open even maybe before our July 15th target date, but certainly by then everything will be nice and pristine. And I wish I was more eloquent with the English language and could explain to you how beautiful these windows are when you're putting them back on.
Yeah.
They're the same windows, same exact windows.
I've taken a lap around, and you can honestly tell that there's a different look about them where, especially as the sun hits them. I don't know if it's the treatment that they put on them, but there's definitely a different look on that of which has been replaced.
Yes, they look brand new, even though we all know they are not. They are completely restored, and Specialized Services, who has been doing the work, has been above and beyond dedicated to determining what is the most appropriate, historically accurate representation of the windows, and we are so pleased with the work. So much so that we're going to put up with a little bit of noise and dust for a little bit until it gets done.
And so as you get to those little windows where the wood is, have you drawn little pictures on the wood yet?
I have not. I keep threatening to, and I'm thinking maybe they've got some more to take down, and then once I know they're on the last phase, I'm going to go do like some Kilroys on there and say Kilroy was here or whatever it is.
I figured there'd be like a Bartholomew was here, Shannon was here.
Probably. You know, Bart.
Jayme is still here.
Well, so you know what's funny is, if it was me, if I'm going back in history to my childhood, you won't see my name on it. I always would write my sister or my brother's name on things when I was not supposed to be writing on them. So yes, if you see Bart and Shannon and Lois, you know it was probably me.
Oh,
Not them. We get into shenanigans, but we have so much camaraderie in the workplace that it's hilarious.
Yeah, last month you were talking about you were completely booked with
field trips. Yeah, and
has that slowed down?
Nope. We've got some more coming up, and I would be remiss if I didn't take the opportunity to thank again Stacy Butterfield's office and the Polk County Clerk of Courts for partnering with us to show them the active courthouse. We've got 2 more field trips. We're getting visited by Bella Cheetah Elementary School from Davenport and South McKeel, right down 98. And we're very fortunate. We are getting to partner with Polk Utilities for the Bella Cheetah Elementary School field trip. They're going to come in and talk about water conservation and talk about the ways in which Polk County and the municipalities are working to find water and conserve water. And then we're going to go to the Bartow Airport with South McKeel and talk about everything that's going on at the Bartow Airport, particularly with their Air Traffic Control Academy.
That's very cool.
Yeah, so it's been difficult not to be in the building, but it's been a blessing to be able to partner with
And if
others.
you ever get a chance while you're out there, go see the either mosquito control, ours,
Yes.
or the sheriff's office aerial unit out there.
Yes.
Always very cool, and the kids look at the planes and are like,
I know. You know, I don't think people would realize we get the opportunity to talk about the Lakeland Airport quite often because of its size and volume. I think people would be really impressed with what Bartow has going on in its airport. Sheriff's office, the county's helicopter, and even I believe Tampa General and Orlando Health have life flight helicopters out there
both
too.
are out. Yep.
And it's a really cool air traffic control tower. It's one of the oldest in the nation, maybe.
Is it an upper level?
It's, yeah, you got to climb on the exterior outside to get up to the top, and it's, I think, a holdover maybe from pre-World War II.
That is worth a story.
Yes, they actually just finished some restoration work on it last year.
That's very cool.
Yeah, it's a really cool tower. You have to get John Helms in here to talk about it.
Yeah, definitely.
Airport director. Yeah.
Yeah, give me that number when, before you bail, give me that number. I think that'd be cool.
I will. I'll have his people call your people.
And I am my people. I am him and he is me,
Yes.
with the exception of when I'm not, but I'm still him.
Yes. So, but you know, everything continues. We're still doing program. Another gratitude that I have is for the communications division. When we lost our space to host our Festival of Writing display, communications stepped in and said, "Hey, we've got a lobby."
Lobby.
Yep.
And I've
lots
noticed
of people that walk through
so
it.
between the meetings and people passing through, I've noticed people standing and reading them.
Yeah.
So it is effective.
It is, and it's fantastic. And this is another great example of partnership between the county and the Board of County Commissioners and our local community. These students that created these poems and the graphic design are from Southeastern University, and they all reflect different aspects of Polk County's history. So it's a tremendous partnership.
I believe it was Miles. I saw something briefly on it. I can't remember what it was. I believe he did a piece on it too.
Yep, I think I saw something on the county's Facebook page, which if you're not following, is this how I do it? Click that follow button. Click that follow button. Make sure that you're following it so that you get all these cool updates that communications and all the divisions are doing.
Yeah. Anything else going on exciting?
Oh yeah, so anything that we can do that doesn't require exhibit space, we're still moving forward with, which means that on April 5th, I'll be out in the cemetery doing the cemetery tour. So this is our last one until, we start to melt into the ground and then come back up in the fall.
Yeah.
And it's at Evergreen Cemetery, so that's the historic Black Pioneer Cemetery here in Bartow, and it's right off of 60. We meet there, and it's about an hour and a half tour because it is a big cemetery. And that's at 9 a.m., and you can get plenty of steps in.
Oh, believe me.
You get lots of steps in.
Yeah.
And then Bart is also going to be conducting on April 19th the architectural tour. And he's going to walk around and talk about just really the preservation project on the outside of the building and some of the things that we've learned about the windows and the doors, because this project also involves the doors.
I believe it was the Luster Center that was in here last month, and they were promoting a musical event.
Yes.
And I don't know if I asked you this, because short attention span theater, you know what the problem is?
What?
They don't serve popcorn.
No.
But I digress. Did you know that there was a train station over by the old L.B. Brown Heritage House?
Yeah, so Bartow was interesting. When you look at the old maps, there were multiple depots. So there were 2 passenger depots and I think 2 cargo depots on the east and the west ends of Bartow. So, man, we were living high on the hill. You could get on the train from many different directions.
I was amazed when I heard that story. And then, that's very cool.
It's really fantastic, some of the history that each of us holds, right? That when you talk to someone new in this field, they've got a whole new story that maybe you've never heard from before. And I, being in the position I'm in, that happens to me daily. I'm like, I didn't know about that. Like, Shannon Graham has been doing some really interesting research for the Supervisor of Elections office, and I'm not going to spoil her big discovery, but there was quite a significant discovery that she made about some of the previous officials holding that spot. A good discovery. Yeah. That sounds very good.
I am working the angles to have a former county commissioner and state representative and current supervisor of elections, Melanie Bell, in next month. Oh. So maybe you should.
Maybe it'll all converge. Yeah, we'll have to see.
Tell me about that. Yeah.
It's really fantastic, and I think it highlights the great work that Shannon is able to do, kind of going through the archives. Speaking of Miss Shannon, she will still be hosting the Genealogy Speaker Series on April the 25th. That's always been virtual, so there's no impact on that program. But this month's speaker, her name is Allison Mon, and she's going to be talking to you about something that sometimes historians have to work really hard at, and it's making our discoveries palatable for everybody. Mm-hmm. I can research something and bring you over a stack of papers this high, and you're gonna be like, what do I do with this?
Give me the Reader's Digest version.
Exactly. So Allison's going to be really focusing on how do you translate your genealogy research to stories and narratives and things that your family can digest, the people that you can leave it to afterwards to carry on those stories. Because you make certain wonderful discoveries when you are doing this research, and if you don't share it, it ends with you. Nobody knows.
I have found the easiest way to make sure people disseminate and digest information best, serve it with bacon.
Bacon?
Yeah.
Nobody says, no thanks, I don't want any bacon. Yeah, no, it works. Sandwich, Uncle Jebediah and Aunt Sue, and oh, by the way, they were really good at making bacon. Chew on this while I tell you the story. But yeah, so that's coming along, and that should be, again, if you're interested in it, you reach out to Shannon, and she gets you that Zoom link. Yeah. This is how Shannon types. She types even faster than me.
Even faster? Wow.
Wow. Even with her nails. She always has really nice nails. Well, mine are like nubs. But they'll be continuing with that. Now, in addition to that, one of the things that we are taking the opportunity to work on right now is that do you remember that historic preservation ordinance that we passed about a year ago?
Yep.
So the Board of County Commissioners passed a historic preservation ordinance, and within that ordinance is the opportunity for residents who live in unincorporated Polk County that want to add that historical significance to their property, their structure, whatever it is that they have, to go through that process and have it added onto local designation. Of course, it's like an onion. There's steps and layers and processes to that. So we are going to be working to develop those guidelines and seeking some community input. So again, one of the things you'll want to do is make sure you're following that social media, that Facebook page. If you haven't signed up for our newsletter, you'll want to go to the Polk County website and sign up for our newsletter so that you can get information on that process, particularly if you're interested in designating your property that you own. I can't designate your house as a historic landmark for you.
Yeah, exactly.
But you can if you're in unincorporated Polk County. So
and do one of those cool markers come with it too?
So not automatically,
but eventually?
Yeah, eventually. Yeah. With our marker program too, did you know those are cast in Ohio? Have I told you that?
Yes, because I'm an Ohio kid.
I know, yep. Those are cast and manufactured in Ohio. So there are some costs associated with the markers, but what this does is open exactly what you're saying. It opens up the pathway to getting a historic marker or a smaller one that we call a medallion on that property.
Very cool.
Yeah, we're keeping busy.
And you guys, even though you're closed, you're still open at times. You've got things going on in there that little things that, like today, Daughters of the American Revolution.
Yeah, so anything that's kind of curator-led or docent-led, we can still accommodate some things. If you call me up and say, can we see the military exhibit right now? I don't have access to it. But if you're like, hey, I want you to talk to my group about Kissingen Spring or about the Historic Marker Program, we've gotten really good at pivoting and making those things happen.
And of course, while they're there, you can show the difference between the new windows and the covered windows, and they can look for the places that Shannon and Bart have
Yes.
signed or didn't sign.
Or didn't sign, or maybe did, or I don't know who did it. I don't know who did it. Don't stop questioning me.
Okay.
No, but yeah, and the last thing, so speaking of the Historical Commission and markers, we will be welcoming 2 additional historic markers to our historic marker registry, hopefully within the next month. One is for the city of Bartow, which is our oldest incorporated city. My Fort Meade and my Socrum friends get really, they get really defensive. Yeah, they were all around the same time, but Bartow, you know, they got their paperwork in early. They turned in their homework.
They had a faster horse to get to Tampa.
So the city of Bartow will be dedicating that marker, and then out in Lake Wales has done a historic marker for A.C. Nidegger, and Mr. Nidegger was the surveyor who platted out the community of Lake Wales. He also did some work in Winter Haven and Dundee as well, so he's kind of this prolific surveyor in Polk County, and he did not want attention when he was alive, and they very much respect that, and they're doing the historic marker actually out by the lake in Lake Wales, so it'll be really interesting.
Got about 30 seconds left to tell us what's left on the docket, possibly for May.
Yeah, so, well, definitely. May the 1st, there is a Polk County Historical Commission meeting here in the admin building starting at 2:30. So if you do want to learn more about markers or guidelines or anything really that we do at the History Center, you're more than welcome to come to that meeting. It's in the main boardroom here in the admin building. And then hopefully in May, we'll have some really good updates on the windows.
All right. Always good to see you.
Great to see you too, Brian.
Good to be seen. Come back and see me next month, all right?
I will.
All right. Polk County has a rich history and heritage, and the Polk County History Center is continuously thinking of ways to help Polk residents experience that history. Located at 100 East Main Street in Bartow, the History Center is open from 9 to 5 Tuesday through Saturday, and that will be opening back up in mid-July. Now, if you need more information about exhibits, events, or anything, check them out on the web at polkhistorycenter.org or give them a call, 863-534-4386. If you enjoyed that episode of Polk Place, I invite you to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and even check out the next one.